How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. Moving on with closing out some of our best lists for 2016, we're taking a look at what the best Bluetooth speakers are. This is one of those categories that's almost impossible to keep up with entirely because you can turn pretty much anything into a Bluetooth speaker, and we saw a lot of that this year. Still, I'm surprised at how good some of these Bluetooth speakers actually are. Sure, they're a little expensive when compared to some of their wired counterparts, but being able to throw it in a bag and leave the house is pretty important to some people, including me. Going to the beach or to the park now, it's almost second nature to just bring one in my bag. But with that said, what are the best Bluetooth speakers of 2016? Let's find out. We previously had the Creative Sound Blaster Roar 2 on this list, but it's since been dethroned. Now the best all-around Bluetooth speaker you can get is the iRoar Intelligent Speaker, also by Creative. The Sound Blaster speakers are great for a number of reasons, and that's been carried over to what Creative is calling their most intelligent Bluetooth speaker to date. The iRoar has 3 drivers and 2 passive radiators inside that provides a nice full sound. Bass is deep and highs are detailed without ever becoming piercing. Battery life is spec'd at around 20 hours, and there are touch-sensitive controls on the front of the speaker so you can control the audio without reaching for your phone. If you want to change any aspect of the sound, you can also EQ it yourself via the app. That app also lets you take full control over the rest of the features that the iRoar has to offer. You can download apps that make it a guitar tuner, alarm clock, and way more. However you want to use this speaker, you probably can. There's a ton of inexpensive Bluetooth speakers out there, but how many of them are waterproof? Take it a step further, how many of them actually sound good? It turns out that how much you spend on an object is directly related to how good you think it is. Who'da thunk? With that in mind, the Anker Soundcore Sport XL really impressed a lot of people, including us. It only cost about $60 and it's IP67 certified, so you can submerge it in up to a meter of water. It has an exposed bass radiator on the back for a little extra low end, but it doesn't get in the way of any of the other frequencies for the most part. It has a 15-hour battery life and is just small enough to fit nicely in a backpack. Overall, this is a nice solid all-around choice for a bang for your buck speaker. One of the largest speakers we've ever reviewed was the FI70 Bluetooth speaker from Fluence. This is one of those cases where bigger is definitely better, so if you're looking for something to throw in a backpack, this isn't it. But if you're looking for a speaker that will fill your house with the sound of music, this is the way to go. Because of its size, it's able to provide really impressive sound quality. The speaker is about waist height, but is surprisingly easy to assemble. For such a large speaker, it has a gorgeous design and wouldn't stand out in anyone's living room, assuming you have a good spot for it. Sure, it's a Bluetooth speaker, but it also has a good amount of input so you can hook it up to a TV or entertainment system. On top of that, there's an FM/AM radio built in and a 3.5mm audio jack if you play your music from something like an old iPod Classic. Up top are touch-sensitive controls that let you control your music and switch inputs whenever you need, but it does come with a remote if you just want to do it all from the couch. Again, if you have the space for a speaker of this size, it's a great choice. So normally we pick a good quality but inexpensive product for our bang for your buck picks, but every now and then we like to shine light on what's just a great value, even if it's not that cheap. This time that comes in the form of the Get Up Stand Up Bluetooth speaker by House of Marley. Just like the FI70, this Bluetooth speaker isn't the most portable. Its design incorporates 2 4.5-inch woofers and 2 1-inch tweeters into a single custom bent housing. Keeping with House of Marley values, the housing is made of birch or walnut wood and recyclable plastic so you can enjoy your music with a clear conscience. If you don't really use Bluetooth around the house, you can plug in your source device via an auxiliary input as well. House of Marley does have some pretty good products, but they really outdid themselves with the Get Up Stand Up. So you probably know Marshall from their legendary guitar amps, but what you might not know is that they took that classic design and turned it into a Bluetooth speaker a few years back. It sounded great, but it wasn't exactly portable. Now they fixed that with the Marshall Stockwell speaker. It's just as pretty, but way more portable. It's slimmed down, but it keeps the same classic amp design. Up top are metallic knobs for controlling the treble, bass, and the overall volume. Inside is a battery that you'll get roughly 25 hours of playback with, so you can take this with you to a friend's party and feel confident that the battery won't die halfway through. Though the Stockwell isn't the smallest and most portable speaker, Marshall has made sure that you can at least throw this version in a bag pretty easily, which gives it a spot on this list. Unlike the last versions, which kind of looked like giant gorgeous amp lunchboxes. So you might not have heard of this one if you're new to SoundGuys, but the CB3 Audio Ultra Slim Bluetooth speaker is, as its name implies, ultra slim. If you want good sound in your pocket for cheap, this might be for you. Besides being crazy slim, it still has some other great features that makes it a bang for your buck portable option. For one, it has an exposed passive bass radiator that makes it really fun to look at. Sure, it helps with the low end, but pulling this out of your pocket at a party is a feature on its own. It has a unibody aluminum design, which means it's also pretty durable. We wouldn't exactly consider it rugged, but it can survive the average accidental drop now and then. Of course, one thing any speaker this size is not going to be able to do is shake the room with bass, but it is pretty decent considering how small it is. Battery life is about 8 hours, so although you might need to charge it after a day's use, you can be confident that it'll at least last you a few hours. They come in 3 familiar minimal colors that will match your phone or computer pretty great. If someone you know is all about color coordinating, this might make them pretty happy. Bravin is a company that specializes in durable Bluetooth speakers, so a giant boombox-like speaker shouldn't have been a surprise. That said, the BRV XXL is surprising, in a good way. I should have known because of its size, but the speaker gets loud. Beyond that, it sounds really good as well. The lows are strong but concise, and vocals come through loud and clear. You can even adjust the bass and treble settings with built-in controls. Then there's all the features. This speaker has an IPX5 certification, so you can party through all kinds of weather conditions. It also has a 15,600 mAh battery that gives you about 14 hours of playback time. And there's a USB output, so you can take full advantage of that giant battery and charge your phone. If you're looking for an outdoor speaker for any backyard parties or tailgating events, the BRV XXL should definitely be on your shortlist. Normally this spot would probably be filled by something from JBL, but this time we found something we like just a little bit better, again from CB3. If you want a durable, water-resistant speaker, check out the Armor XL. It's as rugged as it looks. You shouldn't submerge it completely in water, but cleaning it under a running faucet is fine, and getting caught in the rain isn't an issue at all. As the name implies, the Armor XL has a hard plastic casing that kind of looks like armor. It also has a grippy rubber that helps it to avoid water damage. It might not have as sleek a design as some of the other products on this list, but that's not what it was made for. The Armor XL has Bluetooth 4.0 and a battery life of about 10 hours. Up top are a few built-in playback controls that let you skip between tracks, adjust volume, mute the volume, and pause or play music. Bass and kick drums come through loud and clear thanks to the dual 50mm drivers, so if you enjoy a strong low end, you'll like this one. Overall, sound quality is pretty good on the Armor XL, but the sheer toughness of this speaker is the reason it gets a spot on this list. Sometimes you don't only want your Bluetooth speaker to sound good, you might also want it to look good. And if that's your prerogative, the B&O Bayoplay A1 might be the speaker for you. The company literally hires industrial designers to make their products, and the A1 is no exception. The A1 design is basically split into 2 sections. The top half is made of a durable aluminum that B&O claims will gain character as it gets scratched and dented. Not sure if that's something you'd want to do to a $250 speaker, but at least they're confident that it can survive a few mishaps. On the bottom half of the speaker, you'll find a hard rubberized plastic. Around the edges are a few basic playback controls that allow you to pause and play music and adjust the volume. That said, it's not all sunshine and daisies though. We did have an issue with battery life in our full review, but if you're okay with not leaving the speaker on max volume or throwing it on the charger every now and then, the speaker has crystal clear audio and looks beautiful. It has a surprisingly strong low end for a speaker of this size, but it isn't overbearing at all. The mids and the highs are also very clear, and the speaker does get surprisingly loud if you really want to push it. Overall, this is just a very beautiful product. Ultimate Ears is one of the few mainstream audio companies that actually make some pretty good products. Case in point, the UE Roll 2. It has a unique disc-shaped design that, when paired with the nice waterproof fabric and the handy bungee cord, makes it a winner. The Roll 2 is an iterative update to the original, which means that if you have the original, you don't really need to upgrade. That said, if you don't have the original, the Roll 2 is a worthy pickup. It's IPX7 waterproof, so you can literally pour water into the speaker or submerge it underwater, which we did in the full review, and it'll come out fine. On the front are the giant plus and minus signs for volume control, and there's a hook to attach the bungee cord perfectly placed on the back. Though you might not find the UE Roll 2 to be as beautiful as something like the Bayoplay A1 or even something like the CB3 Ultra Slim, it's still a good sounding speaker with a very unique and smart design. For less than $100, you can't go wrong. That does it for our list of the best Bluetooth speakers you can get in 2016. As always, drop us a comment down below and let us know what your favorite speaker is. And also, if you found this video at all helpful, make sure to hit that like button. That brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about any of the products we spoke about, make sure to check out the full written companion article over at SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our monthly newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Links to all of that down there in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.